Hello everyone, it's Rayron, and today I'm going to show to you guys kind of the haul that I got from the Tehachapi Loop Train Show 2021. This is kind of the stuff that I got today. I got kind of a variety of stuff here. Mostly it's from the UP family heritage tree. I also got kind of an outlier with Montana Rail Link, but this rail link reminds me of the time that I was actually in Montana, so it was definitely something I wanted to grab. Plus, it was definitely cheap. But this haul cost me around, I think it was actually 180. So it was definitely, I love the cost I got to these, and the vendors were just amazing. So I definitely wanted to support them. And I got a lot of good stuff here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this guy. As I mentioned, this is the Montana Rail Link car here. This is a covered hopper. Definitely awesome there. This right here is a Denver Rio Grande Boxcar from Atlas. This guy right here is a log car, Union Pacific. Now, something that I was thinking about doing with this particular car, I love how you've got the log supports here. But something I want to do, especially with this particular flat car, is take the logs off and actually put a GoPro on this flat car. And these little supports here is going to help me support the GoPro when it moves. So that's what caught my eye. And I definitely wanted to try this flat car out. And it's Walthers, and it's such a good brand, Walthers. Alright, a blue box here. We've got a Union Pacific Caboose. Now this is a... Now, I am definitely a fan of Bachmann. Cheap and affordable, but sometimes they do break easily, but I know how to maintain these guys, so I don't mind buying these type of engines, especially in DC, because that's what I grew up with is DC, and I do have a DC layout, so I don't mind buying some good old DC units. So this guy is a HO EMD GP50. Alright, so that was the cotton belt. Alright, and now we've got a Union Pacific Fruit Express car. Very nice. I love these Atherin blue boxes. I grew up with them, and it was just a nice wide variety that the blue boxes got. And if you're definitely getting into this hobby, you cannot go wrong with an Atherin blue box. Alright, now we got another Pacific Fruit Express. So if you guys haven't caught the theme here, I am a huge UP fan. And any company that was absorbed by UP, I kind of collect as well. So Southern Pacific, Missouri Pacific, MKT, Missouri, Kansas, Texas. Texas and Pacific. Let's see, Laramie and Pacific. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Western Pacific. Now this car caught my attention. So I've been wanting one of these for a while. The 50th anniversary model railroader Boxcar. And I was finally able, see if I can get this thing to focus here. There we go. I was finally able to get me one of these cars. And I will definitely do a turntable video on this guy. So cool. It's got a good amount of weight to it as well. Alright, another Union Pacific car. And I'm definitely, as far as my era, I love the transitional era, especially with UP, because with UP you had the big boys, the Challengers, you had the gas turbines coming online. with the base model, the veranda, and the big blow. So it's definitely era. If I really wanted to heavily model, it'll be that era, especially the Wyoming line into Utah, down into Colorado, the Cheyenne area, Sherman's Hill. If money and space wasn't a factor, it would definitely be that area that I would model. Alright. Oh yeah, Chicago Northwestern was another one. Chicago Northwestern car. Another Chicago Northwestern. So this is definitely another company I would recommend, is Roundhouse. If you can find any of the old school Roundhouse products, definitely worth a buy. Because they do have some kits that you can get that you can actually build box cars. I've actually got a couple of Roundhouse Shay locomotives that I typically put together. Got a couple that I'm working on right now. Now we got a Western Pacific Express refrigerator. So really cool. Again, Athearn, really good company, Athearn. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap these two guys. So here is Caboose number 1, and I gotta clean this off a little bit. I'll probably end up weathering these cars. That way it doesn't look so plastic. But yeah, Caboose number 1. And then Caboose number 2. I'll have to do some cleaning. Stovepipe's missing, but again, I got these stupidly cheap. Now, this was probably the deal of the train show, in my opinion. I'm not going to say how much I got this for, because when I asked this young seller how much he wanted for the whole set, because they were actually selling the cars individually and selling these two individually. And then I asked them, I was like, okay, what do you want for this whole set? And, being a young adult in the hobby, he really didn't know market value. So when he gave me the value, I knew it was way low. So I paid for what I thought was fair price, which is higher than what he recommended. It's just, that's the one thing about this hobby, is that, you want to inspire the next generation. And when you have information that is right and correct, sometimes it's just good to share that knowledge. But nevertheless, still a great deal for this set. So, without further ado, we've got a DC Union Pacific diesel engine. I can't remember the model number. I think it's an E9. But gorgeous engine. I just realized this is a Rivarossi. So it's definitely an older Rivarossi, but I'm really happy I got this now. Because I love Rivarossis. So I'm really happy that I grabbed that. That looks like a coupler broke, which is fine. Just put that right there. We're going to end up replacing the couplers. So this is a dummy unit. 926. This is the dummy. And this is also a Rivarossi, which is awesome. Now, if I really wanted to, I could take the time and convert this to DCC, but Again, this is something about DC, you know, putting on the track, setting the throttle, and let it go. But yeah, we'll have to do some work. Put a knuckle couplers on these guys, but that's easy. I've replaced so many knuckle couplers. See, the other thing about this hobby too, if you want to get into the hobby, I wouldn't recommend. It's kind of interesting because it depends on what you want with the hobby. You know, you can go super advanced with DCC, or you can go simple as DC. It just depends on what you want to do. And so, sometimes you can make this hobby as cheap as you want. But there is a caveat with that. You got to have the right tools to fix some of the more older / cheaper models. If you know how to do that, then this hobby can be amazing. So here's a Union Pacific dome car. And this is also... Oh, this is also Rivarossi as well. Man, I did not know I got a whole Rivarossi set. That's awesome. That is good to know. So I'm not particularly sure. Oh, this one's got detail inside. I didn't even see that before. I'll have to clean it up a little bit. I'll have to add the coupler over here, which I know I have a replacement for. But yeah, this is the end. Now something I may want to do, because I do have one like this already. I may actually modify this. So basically what I'll probably end up doing is cutting this whole piece out and put like a window back here. And that'll be perfect for the newer coach for that 4014 pulls, because it's just a big... It depends. I know it's not this variant. Sometimes they have a little porch in the back. But I know the newer one also has that big giant window in the back. So that's something I may do with this guy's convert it. Put all this trash away so I have a little bit more room. Alright, let's go ahead and take this out. Alright, so here's a baggage car. And this is also Rivarossi. So yeah, all these cars are Rivarossi. That's great. And these are really, like, I would say probably 90s era. They could be older. I don't know, let's, doesn't have a date on it, but this is the type of stuff I like to collect, because when I was growing up, you know, I really got into this hobby in the 90s with my father. And these Rivarossis were everywhere. And I'm always a huge fan of them. Some people have mixed feelings about it, but I had nothing but good memories with Rivarossi. Alright, another Rivarossi. I'll have to replace that coupler, but that's fine. He's all horn hooks. So I can replace them to knuckle. Alright, and last but not least, got myself another dome car. Again, it has the full interior. I think, yeah, Rivarossi. So all of these guys are Rivarossi. So definitely a great set. Got the baggage, got the end car, 2 domes, and a coach. And then definitely, I don't know if these... So the other caveat to this is I don't know if this engine runs or not. I definitely have to clean it out and see if I can get that running. But nevertheless, even if the motor does not run, you know, it can always make a great display piece. You can try to convert to DCC. You know, replace the motor out of here. You know, there's so many things that you can do if you know the knowledge to do it. So definitely happy with this set and haul that I got from the Trainshow. So with that, guys, that is basically everything. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. I've also got a website, rayronvr.com, so you can see all the other content that I do on the YouTubes and other social media platform. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.